Hi and welcome to how to play Resident Evil 2 the board game video. Today I will show you the basics and how to set up the game, which I have already done, but I will just go through the steps. And also what you can do on your turn and how the game is played. Let's go to it. First off, you choose a character. There ain't no actual setup in Resident Evil. It's just you choose a character and you choose a scenario and then you go with it. And then the rules just guide you how to set up it and what to do. So what you do is I have chosen Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield. And we put their health tracks on fine. Then we give them the starter scenario items as it's stated in the scenario book. And after that, you go to the rest of the scenario book. You set up the game. As you can see, I did here. I have some of the Kickstarter stuff. The doors are actually not included in the retail version. And some of the miniatures aren't either. Then you just go through what we call the item decks. We have an item deck A, an item deck B, and a starting deck. Then we also have a deck of locked indicators, so to say. So it shows which doors are actually locked, as you can see here. This door is locked by the star key. So we put it up everything. The black stuff is doors and just the rest. The zombies are already placed out. There can come more zombies through the game. Then you create the item deck A. So the item deck A includes this and the B includes the other one below. I have already done that and shuffled them right here. Then we come to the tension deck. The tension deck is, well, the timer, or more the timer and more theme to your game. So we have a lot of green and some red and some yellow. Of course, they are horrible in that order also. Green is great, yellow is so-so, and red is often horrible. And it's very easy to see which scenario you are using these for also. Just follow this below, so it's very, very good. And you take this and you just shuffle them. I need to reshuffle these. So, shuffle. And you can put out the tension deck cards, and you can see it in the scenario. Additional cards and tokens, blah blah blah. These are usually easy to grasp around the table anyways, but they just say what also will be used this scenario. So the scenario is set with doors and the item keys. As you can see, the A and B's are the items, and they represent the shiny things in the video game. So when you go through something, you see something shine, you know there's an item there. Okay, we're actually now ready to start our game. This is the only setup you do, and after that it's just random what happens. There is a 1 and a 2. These represents the starting locations for our heroes. I will choose Leon to start on one and Claire on the other. The rule about it is that if you're more than 2 players, at least one hero needs to be on one of the start locations. So you can have If you have 4 players, you could have 3 players in one starting location, but at least 1 in one starting location. So, on your turn, you have 4 actions. These 4 actions are move, it's one to one adjacent space, attack, open and close doors, search, trade, and use items. So we will take these in turns and just go through them. So Leon's first turn, he begins, and I forgot that if you have a gun, you need the representative token also. It's like that. This is the ammo that are available for you for the time being. You are able to find more bullets, but right now you have a full clip of 15 shots. After that you need to use your trusty knife. So, Leon's turn, we're back here. And he takes his first turn. He takes 1 move, and he opens a door. He used your best Resident Evil door opening sound. That's 2 actions. Then we want to move again. These things, by the way, are walls. Doesn't look like it, but they are walls, so you can't go through them. Can't move diagonally like that. You need to go around. So, third action, I go in here. As soon as I go into a room, I start here, and I go in here to this room. As soon as I go into a room that has any other color than green, so to say, you roll the dice. You roll a 6-sided die to see what happens. Usually, this is bad. This is the worst. So, we roll 4, and we'll see in the chart what happens. So, we go down here. 4, snatching talons. The active player must pass an evade roll, or their action phase ends immediately. So, actually there are some zombies grabbing it through the windows and just catching me. So, what is an evade roll? Evade rolls you do when a monster is attacking you. When you have events like this. Or if you are trying to do an action on the same space as another zombie. So, when an evade action, you use, let's see this, here. These many icons, this is your evade icon. And you roll that many dice. What I need to get here, I get hits, as you can see here, and it also represents evades. It's different icons of evade depending on what kind of creature, how many creatures and how big creatures you are meeting. We'll come to that. Okay, so now I will roll for the evade action. And I managed to evade those perverted hands. So I move my last action to here. And then we go through, when my turn is done, it's the reaction phase. The reaction phase is if a zombie or a monster is within line of sight, which means if they are able to attack you, they will attack you. Then all other monsters will move forward the closest character, closest hero. If there's a tie, they will always go to the active players. So if this monster was there and another character were there, it will go to me. Okay. After that, it's the tension phase. The tension phase, you just draw the top card and see what happens. And of course, something terrible happens. Seems like 2 zombie dogs will spawn on my tile, on the closest that icon. And that icon is represented in this white stuff. So it's in the closest one. Let's see. We have 2 zombie dogs here. And it seems like they jump through the window that tried to grab me. Doink. So, and that's one player's action. And we go to Claire's turn. She begins with zombie right in front of her. As you know, in the game they get split up, and I guess this is the route you took. So, I have 2 options here. Either I try to attack him and kill him. The only way to kill a zombie is to get, let me show you here, is to get the damage. So let's go through the items, how it works. This is the range. LOS means if you have line of sight. That means if you can draw an imaginary line between the middle of your square to the enemy square, then you have line of sight. Closed doors, walls will block line of sight. This means how many bullets or actually how many dice I will roll in one attack. If I get this result, the zombie get pushed 1 step to an adjacent. This can be forward. It can be backwards. If it was here, it could be sideways. And this last one is damage. If I get one of these, I will do 1 damage to a zombie. And let's see if I can find him. Liquor, zombie dog, zombie. It's like I planned this. Okay. So the zombie has 1 life. It moves 1 step when it moves. It has a threat level of 1. The range of the zombie attacks is 0. And if the zombie attacks you and you take damage, you take 1 damage. This is different for all the monsters. But in this game, you want to conserve your ammo. So even if I wanted to kill the zombie, it would be kind of hard, because this is only on 1 side. So it's like rolling a 6 or any 1 number on the die. So what I will do is that I will go move through to him. No, or rather less. I will do like this. Just to show an example, I will try to kill him. So what I do is that I say I want to shoot him. And I use 1 die for that. This icon means it's rapid fire, which means I can use up to 3 ammo to roll 3 dice. So I will go down. 1, 2, 3. I will roll 3 dice. Let's see what happens. Okay, miss, and 1 hit. So what this happens is that I can try to push him back or push him forward. I will push him forward by some reason. All other zombies that were not hit, all zombies or monsters that were not hit in this attack will move forward to the gunshot, to the active player, so to say, or to if there is an even closer character nearby, they will go to them. Okay, and this will happen on the tile that a character is on, or on a link tile. A link tile is a tile where it's an adjacent tile where the door is open. Simply said. So this is the link tile, and this is my tile. If this door was open, like this, it would not be linked. So these zombies would not move. That is why when Claire's turn is over, nothing will happen to Leon. Zombie dogs will stand there until... So the time freezes when the doors are closed. So that's something to think about. So I have shot him once, and he just got more angry. I could use my knife. This icon means everyone can use a knife, or these kind of weapons. So I try to knife him. No miss. The rulebook says that if a attack is missed, the zombie moves forward to you, and it goes to the closest gunshot, which I'm not totally sure, but I guess if you miss with your knife, you make out a loud moan in anger, and they go forward to you. So I made 2 actions. It doesn't look good. So what I want to do now with Claire is I want to evade. I will try to use an action when I'm on the same space as a zombie. That means that every action I need to do before I do it, except attack action, I need to do an evade roll. If I did an attack action, I do the attack, and if it is missed, that zombie attacks me and I take an automatic damage that I cannot evade. So I will try to evade him. And I managed to evade him. So I run. 1, 2. So my turn is over. Do your action phase, and the zombies will go forward me. And I will draw a card, and it's all clear. Those are actually the steps in the game. So I have put out other stuff. Like over here, it's a typewriter. Or over here, it's a corpse. And we can begin with the corpse. If any player goes on to the same space as a corpse token, they roll this one. If it ever shows this one, the 1 is that, the corpse is not a corpse anymore, and it begins to live. The corpse is there until it becomes a zombie, so to say. So every time you run over it, it has a chance to become a zombie. The typewriter. Typewriter is how to reset your tension deck. In the first 2 scenarios, the tension deck, if it's ever empty, it will just be reshuffled, and you can just do the run the game as long as you want. And in future scenarios, this will not be the case. You will need an ink ribbon. In a 4-player game, they will begin with two ink ribbons, and in a 2-player games they will begin with 1 ink ribbon. So if any character is at any time on adjacent or the same space as a typewriter, you can use an ink ribbon. And if you use an ink ribbon, you just reshuffle the discard into the tension deck. If the tension deck ever runs out, the character loses the game and the RPD station is overrun with zombies. We also have a chest where anybody can put in items in and anybody else can pick it up. If you ever pick up an item, you just draw from that deck. So you draw from deck A, and we got hand bullets. If we ever take and you just discard this token. If we ever use this one, we just take from deck B. Easy as that. These locked doors can only be opened by the key that is represented on them. Here's the spade key, and on the other side it's the star key. In this scenario we need to find the star key, and we will need to end our turn inside this office with no zombies. If we do that, we win. So that's more or less everything with it. Every character has a special ability and a gun efficiency. So she is only able to use these guns. If she ever finds the shotgun, so to say, only Leon is able to fire it. This icon shows how many items your character can have. If you ever pick up a gun, this is the number of ammo you will get on that dial. So if I pick up the shotgun, and it says, I think it says 6, just put it on 6. Then you have 6 shots. Zombies have also special abilities that will only activate when a tension card has mentioned it. And you can always close doors, and that's more or less the most important thing, as I have noticed, is that if you have a lot of enemies on the other side, you don't want them in your own tile, you just close the door and the time freezes on that tile. Or the zombies just get very confused and don't know what to do, just stand still. Yeah, that's more or less all about that. There's a lot more icons and some other stuff about evade rolls. But I think that will do all fine for if you are playing for the first time.